Hey guys, it's Tauntaun. I have decided to do this video to share a little info for everyone. Have you ever been hanging out with somebody or dating somebody and one day you look at them and you're like, I don't even know you. I don't recognize you or anything. I've had that happen at least twice that I know of. Well, actually 3 times that I know of. And that, as I figure out, means that you can see their second face. Like, have you ever heard the saying or term two-faced? It's when somebody is a manipulator and a user and is out to hurt others, but they still maintain this image that they're a good person, and they're not. When you ever look at somebody that you know pretty well, but they just seem unrecognizable, that's a very big sign to just run away, get away from them, because they're about to do something pretty bad to you. I looked it up, and as far as I can find, it's called presbyopia or something like that, and it's pretty much about face blindness. It means face ignorance. It means that you can't recognize their face at the time, and it's a pretty big sign that they're a very untrustworthy person. I just had an incident with my ex, and it's a pretty big issue, and I almost got hurt pretty bad. And we were sitting here at this bus stop. He was sitting right next to me. And there was this guy passing by and stopping up the street and across the street, kind of like staring us down. And he pointed at him and said, "That's my ex. I'm pretty sure I can recognize his face." And he set me up once. He said, one time I asked to go for a walk so I can have some space. Next thing you know, he brought me to this place where he set me up to get gang raped. So I was like, well, we gotta find somewhere else to sleep then, because we sleep right up the street behind a bush, and the last thing that we need is for his ex to come find us. Pretty sure he made up that story, and he already had a spot for us to go.'t I started getting a really bad gut feeling as we were getting closer and closer, and I kept looking at his face. I kept getting closer and everything, and I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, you don't look the same. For some reason. I mean, you look the same, but I can't recognize your face. And I started talking about the first time that I noticed that with somebody I was hanging out with, and he just did not look the same. And then a little bit later, come to find out, he had this bounty hunter, not a bail enforcement agent, but just, I don't know all the details, but he had some people after him. And then come to find out, he was trying to take me and another couple of friends down, trying to get us locked up in prison. He was a CI. But I told my ex that it's probably something else. It's probably something completely different. Maybe it's a good thing. We got to the alley, this dark alley, where he wanted us to sleep. And my stomach was turning, and I kept saying, I don't like this place. I really don't like this place. I have a really bad gut feeling. And he said, just think positive. And we went in, and he was using a flashlight trying to see where we're going. And suddenly he turned off the flashlight. He turned around and said, it's muddy over here. We should go back this way. And we went closer towards the entrance of the alleyway and set up a bed there. But the whole time I kept looking around, and I kept watching both ends of the alley. I knew that there was something wrong. I knew that there was other people there. And he kept saying, there's other people up the alley. They're just homeless people sleeping. And when I walked over there, they took off out the other entrance. And then he wanted to have sex, and I couldn't get it up. I was too scared. I was shaking like a leaf. He could even see the fear in my eyes. And he even said that. He said he knows that I don't feel comfortable. Sorry guys, my audio cut out halfway through. But he said that he knows that I don't feel comfortable and everything. And he kept trying to keep going and trying to get me up. And I noticed that he kept looking over every time he heard a noise, and I was hearing the same noise. So, and then he would kind of shift himself to try and block the view so I wouldn't be able to see what's going on over there. And he kept looking the other way too, and just turning back. And he kept looking at me, trying to make sure I'm not looking around, telling me to just focus on him. But eventually he gave up because I wasn't feeling comfortable. I wasn't feeling up to it, and he rolled over and told me to go to sleep. And he was pretending to sleep because he was up every minute pretty much and checking to make sure I'm sleeping. But I didn't. I was too busy trying to keep eyes out and trying to make sure nobody's moving. I looked up towards the back of the alley, and I noticed that there was actually people laying on the ground. And they were kind of army crawling towards us very slowly. Every so often I would see a leg move or an arm move. Or I would turn around and I look back and they're in a completely different position. I'd sit up and I would see lumps, dark shadows and stuff. Eventually he woke up and said, "Have you even slept?" And I said, "No, I can't." And he started getting all mad at me. And then he looked over because we heard noises, and he got up and he said, "Stay on the bed, don't move. I'm gonna go check it out. Stay right there, don't move." And I'm like, don't even go over there. He's like, "No, just stay right there." And he walked down the alley, and I saw him do a quick turnaround and come right back. I asked him what he saw, because you can tell that he saw something. And he said, it was just a couple of punk teenagers with airsoft guns. And I'm like, airsoft guns? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I didn't know that they had anything. I only saw them crawling. And he kept saying, "There's nobody crawling, there's nobody there." And I'm like, you just said that there's a couple of punk teenagers. He's like, yeah, I chased them out, and I told them to get the fuck out of here. And they said that they were going to go find a different alley, and they're not here. And I said, just because they say they're going to go find a different alley doesn't mean that they're actually going to do it. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to come in here and start shooting at us with their airsoft guns. Last thing I need is to get... I thought that they were playing paintball or something, but he said that they're pellet guns. I just wonder how he would even know if they're pellets or what. But anyways, so he kept saying that I'm hallucinating and that I need to get sleep. And so he took my phone and said he needs to go for a walk. And I said, well, hold on, let me pack up. I want to go. He's like, no, stay here. I want to go for a walk by myself. I want to just get some space. And he said, stay here and go to sleep. He left for like 20 minutes and came back, and he's like, did you even sleep yet? And I'm like, no, I can't. I want to get out of here. And he's like, you know what? I'm done with you. And I'm like, what do you mean you're done with me? He's like, you're over here hallucinating and everything, say that there's people in here and there's nobody else in here except for you and me. He's like, oh, you're just a drug addict, you're high on drugs. And it's like, he said, I'm debating on if I should give you your phone back or if I should just throw it over the wall. And I said, you better give it back to me. And he said, you don't even deserve it. And I'm like, did you buy me that phone? No. Did you give me that phone? No. I'm getting a fucking job. I'm going to be on call. I need that phone so I can be able to work. You have no right taking my phone away from me. And so he threw my phone at me, and I told him to give me my stuff because we had our stuff all like I had my clothes in his suitcase and all my electronics in his bag. And he gave me my electronics, but he didn't give me my clothes. He took all the food, and he took all the money, which I don't think it was very much money, but still, like, it would have been enough to get it black and mild. But, so I took off first because I just wanted to get out of there so fast. And he took a little bit of time. And then he came out of the alley, and I went back and I said, where's my small black charger cord? He's like, oh, I threw it at you. And I'm like, no, you didn't, because I don't have it. He's like, well, then go check the alley. So I went back in there real quick, looked around, and I couldn't see it, so I left real quick. And anyways, so I spent some time trying to figure everything out, and I posted on Facebook pretty much to get it out, vent, and also so that other people can see what he did to me. I didn't realize how bad it was until after I calmed down, and there was other people from his friends list messaging me and telling me about their experience. Come to find out, I'm not the only one he's done this to. I might not be the last either. But after I put all the pieces together and started realizing his dirty little fantasy is to be woken up by getting raped, and him telling this story about him getting gang raped, he typed the story into my phone in my notes, talking about when this guy supposedly had him gang raped. And I remembered about the time when he said he got a message from this group called Anonymous telling him to bring me in. And I saw that guy that he was pointing at and said, "That's my ex. He got me gang raped." And I asked him, "Is that you that was walking up and down the street and stopped up there and crossed the street and went up that street?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you know the guy that I was sitting next to?" He said, "No. Why?" And I was like, "Well, I just wanted to clarify because he said something about you and said that you're his ex, and I was just trying to make sure that if it was true or not, I wanted to hear your side of the story." He's like, "No, I don't know that guy." I'm like, "Well, he was telling me that you set him up to get gang raped. And I just wanted to hear your side of the story because he actually was trying to set me up to get gang raped." He's like, "Oh, no, I don't know anything about that." And but he seemed very sincere, like. But anyways, so all I'm saying is be careful who you trust, but at the same time, like, if you do end up trusting somebody and one day you look at them and you see somebody completely different, then it's a good sign that they're two-faced and they have some malicious intents on you, and you should probably get away from them.